Hello, my name is Marcy Cuevas, and today I will be discussing whether K-12 schools should replace traditional print textbooks with digital instructional materials. This is an important issue because technology continues to change how students learn and how teachers teach. This topic is especially relevant now because schools are being pushed to make decisions about curriculum, resources, and how to prepare students for a digital world. What we choose to prioritize in instruction directly impacts student learning outcomes. Over the past several years, educational technology has played a larger role in the classrooms. Before COVID-19, many schools still relied on print textbooks as their main instructional resource. However, the increase in digital tools has caused schools to reconsider whether traditional textbooks are still necessary. In addition, digital platforms now offer features that textbooks cannot, such as interactive learning, real-time feedback, and the ability to adjust instruction based on students' individual needs. Because of this, schools are beginning to question whether print textbooks should continue to be the primary resource or if digital materials should take that role instead. The main question guiding this discussion is whether schools should replace print textbooks with digital instructional materials. This question matters because it impacts how our students learn and how our teachers deliver that instruction, and how schools provide access to instruction. It also raises important concerns about effectiveness, access, and student outcomes. Schools are not just choosing between formats. They're deciding what type of learning experience they want to provide for their students. There are several arguments supporting the use of digital instructional materials. First, they offer flexibility, allowing teachers to adjust instruction based on students' unique needs. One study found that digital materials offer more flexibility for students compared to their print counterparts. This flexibility matters because it allows teachers to differentiate instruction more easily and respond to student progress in real time. Digital materials also increase access to learning since students can access content anytime and anywhere. For example, students can continue learning outside of the classroom using devices like laptops or tablets. In addition, digital tools allow students to communicate and collaborate beyond the classroom. They can work with peers, ask questions, and engage in discussions even after class time. Lastly, digital materials help students build digital literacy skills, which are necessary for success in today's technology-driven society. Although there are many benefits, there are also concerns. One issue is that digital tools can lead to distraction. Students may access unrelated websites or content, which takes away from their learning. Another concern is over-reliance on artificial intelligence. Researchers state that AI tools can amplify laziness by making it easier for students to get answers without thinking. This becomes a problem because students may begin to depend on technology instead of developing their own critical thinking and problem-solving skills. Additionally, research shows that students may have lower reading comprehension when reading from screens compared to print. This suggests that digital materials may not always support deep reading and understanding in the same way that print does. When analyzing these arguments, it is important to look at the type of evidence being used. Many arguments supporting digital materials focus on potential benefits, such as flexibility and access. For example, the U.S. Department of Education highlights that technology has the potential to support collaboration and creative expression. However, these claims are often based on what technology can do rather than what it consistently does in practice. On the other hand, arguments against digital materials focus more on specific learning challenges, such as distraction and comprehension. Some of these are supported by research studies, which strengthen those claims. Overall, this suggests that digital instructional materials are not automatically effective. Their success depends on how they are implemented, how teachers use them, and how students are guided. This issue also highlights important values. One value that is emphasized is access to information. With digital tools, students are no longer limited to a textbook. They can access a wide range of resources anytime and anywhere. Another emphasized value is personalized learning. Many digital programs allow instruction to be adjusted based on student performance and progress. Digital materials also support collaboration and help students build digital literacy skills, which are essential in today's world. However, there are also values that may be compromised. One major concern is digital equity, since not all students have equal access to devices or internet at home. There are also concerns about reading comprehension and the possibility that students may rely too heavily on technology instead of developing their own thinking skills. Based on the research, I believe that schools should transition toward the primary use of digital instructional materials while still using print when needed. We live in a technology-driven world, and students need to be prepared for it. Digital materials provide opportunities that print textbooks cannot, such as interactive learning and immediate feedback. At the same time, I recognize that print still has value, especially for reading comprehension and for students who learn better with physical text. Because of this, I believe digital materials should serve as a primary resource while print is still used as support when needed. This approach allows schools to take advantage of technology while still addressing its limitations. In order to make this transition successful, schools need to take initial steps. First, they must ensure that all students have access to devices and internet. Without this, digital learning creates inequality instead of opportunity. Second, schools should use both digital and print materials when needed to support different learning styles and needs. Third, teachers need to set clear expectations for technology and AI use. Students should understand that these tools are meant to support their thinking, not replace it. Finally, teachers need proper training. If teachers are not comfortable using digital tools, then students will not be able to use them effectively either. In conclusion, digital instructional materials offer many benefits, but they also come with challenges. Instead of choosing one over the other, schools should focus on how to use digital tools in a way that supports student learning while addressing concerns. With the right planning, support, and expectations, digital materials can become the primary source of instruction and better prepare students for the future. At the same time, schools must remain intentional in how they implement these tools to ensure that student learning remains the main priority.